So today I am here in the community of La Union. There's two La Unions. This is obviously the electric meters of the community. And I'm getting a wonderful tour from Melanie, Barahona, y Rafael Estrella, I believe his correct name. Rafael Star, wow. And this is one of the first communities that was utilized by some of the Haitian immigrants to be part of the sugarcane industry that then eventually failed, and a lot of these folks still remained here, and they're also their descendants and their children. So this wonderful organization, led by these two fine people, are directing an effort to help revitalize the community, bring in resources that are needed, which, as you can see, are desperately needed. And we're going to take a tour today, thanks to Think Different.
Oh, really? Formally present you to Mercedes.
Mercedes,
Sí.
un placer. Mi nombre es Hugo.
Mercedes.
Yes, congratulations working with these fine people.
Muchas felicidades, estar trabajando con nosotros.
Gracias, gracias. Y él es fundador de otra fundación que se llama The Pitch. Y ellos se enfocan, la moto. Ellos se enfocan en lo que tiene que ver con el deporte de la pelota. ¡Uy, qué bueno! Para niños, mujeres y todo. Entonces, tú sabes, para mejorar las áreas donde se juega de pelota y todo, darle entrenamiento también a los jóvenes. Muy bien. Así que ahí vamos a ver cómo...
Sí. Muy bien, porque yo incluso, tú sabes que el play está aquí bastante cerca, muy bien.
También.
And by the way, that's only one of the things. The other larger foundation is outside the pitch, and that's to build a whole historic cultural center here on the North Coast. So everyone identifies me with baseball all the time, and I can't shed it no matter how hard I try.
Él dice que no solamente la fundación se enfoca en lo que tiene que ver con la pelota, pero también están iniciando a un proyecto cultural aquí en Sosúa.
Wow.
Sí.
Muy bien, bien.
Muy bien.
Qué bueno.
Yeah, I work better when it's not, and I think it's just a matter of me getting used to, you know, this whole camera thing.
I just say be yourself, and it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Voila.
Hola.
My runners.
Yeah, boy, you weren't kidding.
okay.
Well, you gave me great advice.
I did.
I was going to anyway.
Okay, that's good.
So they're both in the other house.
Okay.
Whoa,
perfect.
look at that. Yeah.
No.
Nice.
Oh.
Captured.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to jump out of my comfort zone and I'm going to do this for you. Okay?
You should.
All right, so I'm going to explain a little bit about basic needs. Right here. Let me just want to shake. So, just to give you a little background on, this is like a typical home that we would build for. Okay, so we would tear it down and rebuild it completely. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of the issues is with flooding. The wood panels, oftentimes they rot. Issues with termites. The roof too. The rusty roofs, creates holes, and so a lot of the rain seeps through, so making it very uncomfortable living space.
Right on cue.
Yeah. And then even to poor ventilation too for cooking, so that could contribute to respiratory diseases when you're older as well. So.
Excelente.
So just to show a little difference between the old house and the new home, this is typically one of the homes that we would build like. So as you can see, it's all brick, which makes everything stronger and safer for the people. Especially that when in the wooden houses, a lot of people have problems with rats that also carry a lot of disease. We've had kids that have been bitten by rats in the past, which is not good for those little kids. So that's why we try to make sure we build a safe and strong house for those families.
Especially when the area is surrounded by, as you say, a dump and basura.
Yes.
Well, it's going to attract rats.
Yeah.
So.
And the other key thing too here is a lot of these homes, they're not safe. I mean, they have their lock and some don't even. So security, just for like usually the man of the household, right? If he has a job which is late at night, insecurity or whatnot, then they can go to work knowing that the family is locked up safe inside a sturdy, safe home. So security is definitely another key feature, key benefit.
Awesome.
Adelante.
Hola.
Bienvenida. Bendiciones.
Les presentamos a
Hola.
Hugo, que es un amigo de nosotros.
Sí, Hugo viene aquí para estar con nosotros en el
Así,
día de hoy.
siéntese,
Sí.
Hugo, bienvenida, Hugo.
¿Cómo se sienten ustedes? ¿Todo bien?
Todo aquí.
Todo aquí.
El Señor es el único que sabe.
Bueno, pues muchas gracias por estar sacando tiempo hoy con nosotros.
Gracias a ustedes
Sí.
por sacar tiempo con nosotros también.
Gracias. Y esta visita también es para darle unas buenas noticias
Gloria a Dios, gracias papá.
de que ustedes han sido elegidos para el siguiente proyecto con los grupos.
Gracias Señor.
Que con Dios delante, en unas cuantas semanas podremos empezar el proyecto de construcción de esta casa y terminar la suya. Con Dios delante.
Gracias.
Entonces, el grupo viene a final de mes, el 31.
Sí, que Dios nos lo traiga
Sí.
con muchas bendiciones.
Entonces, como ya saben, hay que preparar, sacar las cosas, no sabe, dejar todo listo, tumbar la casa, todo un proceso. Pero ya a través con Mercedes se va a ir coordinando todo eso.
Agradecido de Dios y ustedes.
Ah, qué bueno, nos alegramos, alegramos mucho, sí. También hay unas cuantas cosas que hay que considerar.
Sí.
Rafael aquí les va a
Ya en
explicar.
el proceso de la casa, usted sabe que tanto la fundación toma una responsabilidad, pero la familia también tiene otra responsabilidad.
Sí, señor.
La fundación nos vamos a encargar de comprar todos los materiales para la construcción. Nosotros vamos a contratar al maestro constructor y ya los voluntarios también cuando vengan van a estar ayudando.
Muchas gracias.
Ahora, ¿qué necesitamos de la familia? Que es muy importante. Por ejemplo, la alimentación de maestro constructor y los ayudantes que estén ahí.
Eso está.
Por ejemplo, todos los días ya saben que cuando ellos estén trabajando es responsabilidad suya. Búscale
Desayuno, comida, jugo
y
y
si a
agua.
veces nos quedamos trabajando hasta tarde,
café.
entonces la cena también. Ya si quieren su cafecito.
No, eso
su
va, eso va.
juguito, ustedes
Eso
saben.
va. Rápido, eso va.
Otra cosa es la parte de verdad, no, eso se después. Algo que les voy a decir a ustedes, claro, a ustedes los dueños de la casa, ustedes tienen derecho a sacar todo lo que está dentro de la casa, pero no tocar nada de lo de la casa, porque ustedes van a ser bendecidos por una bendición maravillosa, pero también otra persona va a ser bendecido con lo que ustedes le van a quitar a ustedes. Por eso les pedimos que a nadie le toque nada de eso.
Ay, de permiso, no.
Que no le parte de la ayuda de ustedes. Si ustedes no tienen un amigo que les pueda ayudar, paguen a un hombre, porque allí ya estamos trabajando y ya no lo que tienen que pagar a un hombre. Así que en esa parte vamos a ser responsables y con la alimentación, como le dijo Rafael. Y buscando, usted que tiene tanto trate, por lo menos lo que usted crea que va a usar, como usted dijo que la cama se le dañaron y cosas, saber dónde van a guardar cada cosa, usted que está en las condiciones, ¿entiende?
Usted que tiene que decir el día, saquen que lo que van a
Sí,
sacar
ya
lo vamos a guardar
ya
para
No,
más
yo
la
sé,
adelante.
eso se le avisa.
Más adelante se les va a avisar, pero para que vayan buscando más o menos dónde.
Si no
dónde
tienen
pueden.
a guardar.
Ya se les va a avisar qué día tienen que tener todo fuera y qué día se va entonces a destruir la casa.
Muchas
Ahora yo de mi
bendiciones,
parte
señor.
le doy gracias a Dios de que
Gracias
llegó
a
las
Dios.
construcciones de ellos porque ellos estaban mojando y estaban en malas condiciones en su casa y van a estar igual que yo, que van a estar felices.
Dándole gracias a Dios y a ustedes
Gracias.
que nos van a hacer nuestras casas con la ayuda de Dios y de ustedes. Que Dios me lo bendiga a todos.
Siempre con Dios.
Siempre con Dios.
El único es ese papá.
Número uno.
El único.
Número uno.
Otra cosa, como yo sé que ustedes, como ustedes son ya avanzados de edad, es bueno que tengan, por ejemplo, ya sea un hijo, unos
No, eso
nietos.
está,
que
de
tengan-
nuevo.
How many kids do you have?
Él tiene 14 mujeres,
14 hijos.
14 hijos. Entonces, entre todos quieren, porque hay una que es media cacona que tiene más muchachos.
Entonces él quiere que hacerle la columna, en todos los hermanos quieren hacerle la columna, a ver si le pueden hacer un taparete arriba, y aunque sea de madera, usted
Pero
sabe.
eso no es ahora, eso
Pero
es
eso no es ahora, para el futuro.
Eso no es responsabilidad de ustedes,
No.
sino ellos están pidiendo a sus hijos para ayudarle, para echar la columna, para un futuro. Ellos después hacer algo arriba de madera, o que usted sabe que ellos puedan hacer su vacío, por eso no son responsabilidad de la fundación.
Hacemos
Sino es
ellos.
para dejar la plataforma ya el cajón preparado,
Claro.
para cuando haya que
Si
iniciar.
ya eso lo
Porque-
hablaríamos entonces con el
Exacto.
maestro
Sí.
constructor y eso, y a ver cómo sería la forma más fácil para hacer.
Porque ellos no, ¿cómo le digo? La fundación, ellos van a poner su cosa aparte, que el día que le digan, ya le van a hacer el vaciado, son ellos, los hijos de entre
Sí.
todos, porque ahí tiene 2 maestros constructores también. Ellos vienen a hacer el vacío, y ellos que van a
Sí,
poner todos
entonces
sus
ellos
elementos.
se podrían poner de acuerdo
Ajá.
junto con el maestro
Eso es
constructor
lo
y
que nosotros
para-
queremos, para yo explicarle a él.
Entonces se podrían, por ejemplo, si ellos compran los materiales, tener los materiales aparte y que ellos tengan los materiales para las columnas.
Ajá.
Y así hay menos confusión.
Eso es lo que nosotros queremos, que
Pero
nos
sí.
digan, para yo explicarle al hijo, cuando él venga, que ustedes nos den las respuestas para yo explicarle a él.
Ok. Otra cosa importante, siempre con cada familia se le hace un contrato, que eso es muy importante, porque como fundación nosotros nos comprometemos en trabajar con ustedes para construir la casa, pero también la expectativa que tenemos es que no se vaya a vender,
Ajá.
¿sabes?
Tener la responsabilidad. Tener la responsabilidad de que son propietarios, dueños del terreno y son dueños de la casa, para que después que se le haga su casa, después de tanto esfuerzo, no venderlo como dice la doñita. ahí
No,
abajo.
como yo quería, el mío me lo dieron.
En el nombre de Jesús, eso le pedimos, por eso se le pide la cédula de su esposo, la cédula de su esposo, si está, como por ejemplo, si usted no lo tiene, como su esposo murió, ya usted sabe la que va a representar es usted, entonces no sé si van a poner un hijo ahí en caso suyo, ¿me entiende? Pero esa responsabilidad, que por favor, que después que se le hace su casa, que no la venda.
Yo quiero el papel mío, porque no iban a
Y
ver
como
nada.
yo espero que talla hasta que Dios
Si el contrato
me
de la
lleve
casa, yo no lo
y
tengo,
que
no me lo
después
dieron.
no hagan
Yo lo
nuestra
quería.
casa.
Yo duré como 30 años.
30
You
años.
were there for
Tenía
about
mes y
30
medio que lo
years.
habían inaugurado con el Florida. Mes y medio. Me llevó una señora allá donde el general. Y un señor y otro me había recomendado.
So when he
Me
first started
mandó allá.
working, he only had like 1.5 months,
Me dejan trabajando.
Mm.
Me dejan trabajando el mismo día que entré.
and they let him just keep working since the first day.
Y ahora es grande aeropuerto.
Sí, ahora es muy grande.
Era
¿no?
Y el Robert todavía está vivo.
And he's still alive, she says. Sí.
90 años voy a cumplir
90.
el día 3 de junio.
90 years old, he's turning on the 3rd of June. Wow.
To life, salud, l'chaim, they say in a judeo. Fantastico.
Muy
Yeah.
bien, muy bien.
You've started some great things.
Excelente. Pues nada, yo creo que eso ya es todo por hoy. Lo que sí en algún momento es la cédula, vamos a necesitar.
Yo vengo a buscarle.
Sí. Y nos mandan una fotito para
Voy a buscar, entonces le envío.
The requirements for when we choose a family is that they have to dig up their own. ¿Cómo se llama eso?
Cético.
Yeah.
Aquí tienen los bloques, le van a poner ahí para prepararlo.
And so they're responsible too to also get the blocks to put it up in there as well. So that's kind of their contribution to their own home. So that's really important too, because then they're
foundational
part
thing.
of the process, right?
Yeah.
For sure. And then there's like that sense of ownership as well, right? And that pride of working alongside with our organization, but they contribute their part as well. So not only are they responsible for that, but also for providing all the water that we use while we're doing all the mixes and everything. They're also responsible for feeding the contractors, so breakfast and lunch as well. That's part of their commitment.
Where did they
as
get
part
the
of
water
process.
from? Just out of curiosity, is there a well? I mean, where's the water? I mean, there's the ocean.
Correct me
but
if I'm wrong, but they collect the rainwater too, right in those big
Some
tanks.
people collect rainwater,
Yeah.
but they also have pipe system that comes from the aqueduct. So, but they also have their own like aqueduct. They fill it up, and whenever they want, they open up the faucet, and they comes all the way to different part of the community.
Awesome. Nice. We got our tour here. Raphael and Melanie And Mercedes? Continuing to walk through the community. It's easier walking uphill than down. Just tremendous work that they do here. I'm gonna lose my tour. Rafael. Tienda.
So that's a family. So her son is helping her to build up just the fence.
But is this a tienda? Is this the store?
Oh yeah.
For everything, camisas, for shoes, zapatos, y eso inside refrigerator and drinks, or just
No, just the clothes.
the clothes? Okay, nice. I just couldn't.
Aquí adelante porque yo le dije.
Sí, sí. We just need a little picture of this girl for a second.
Tráela bien pronto.
Entrega la niña de allí.
A la niña nomás.
Hola. Ven. Oh, no, déjalo.
Está bien, ya, está bien.
No, está bien.
Está bien, déjela ya. Déjela.
Pero nosotros podemos pasar por aquí para ver la obra por este lado. Podemos pasar por aquí para ver la obra por este lado.
Pero aquí puede entrar.
Here, let's go. Now what we're going to do is show you, we're preparing for our next group that's coming. Careful here.
There we go.
Deme la mochila.
Hola, Pablo.
See all the rebar.
Yeah. So just to give you a little background here, so before we actually receive our volunteer groups, there's a lot of work that we do beforehand to kind of get ready for them. So they prepare the house kind of like in different stages so that when the group does arrive, they get to participate still in, the rebar tying, laying of the bricks, mixing the cement, right? And then eventually plastering, and then filling the floor and whatnot. So there's a little work that's done before, because then once the group is here, we want to make sure that the house is complete before they leave.
They have a real vested interest in their own success in their own property.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, this family here too, it's a young couple with one little girl, and she's pregnant and she's due anytime soon, so it's super exciting.
Who supplies the bricks?
So it's a local.
Oh, she's going to the doctor soon.
I can.
Yeah.
Congratulations in advance, if however you say that.
So we buy all the materials from a local hardware store.
That's what I want to know. Yeah.
So the one in Maranata. So we always try to use like local
Same
labor.
contractors. You have a relationship. You have a relationship with the local
Yeah,
contractors.
we have different
for-
contractors, either Dominican and Haitians, just to have to be more
variety.
inclusive
Yeah, and
and at the same time help them. So they are very
give them business.
Yes. So the thing is try to also contribute with the local economy. So it's not like just us bringing like Canadian contractors to build this. No, we rather using local contractors and also buying all our supplies from local stores.
Excellent. Mixing the cement.
la cámara. And then over here we have Fernando, our other main contractor. Oh. Another shot. Oh, there we go. He said, oh, the other gentleman was in the way. Hallelujah. Todo bien.
Ah, me gusta mujeres. So.
Yeah.
So this is the field that I've driven by many times, where I've seen a lot of activity and games. At this point in time of the day, it's probably the hottest part of the day, but wow, what a small backstop. But how cool is that? Wow. So some other time I will capture this very person in the workforce space. Again, my thanks to Melanie and Raphael for this exclusive tour.
When we come back from Puerto Plata, we can also do another drive-by or... So another thing that's important to know in terms of our development model is that it's really important for us to kind of know what our exit strategy is, because the ultimate goal is for each community, along with their leaders, to be self-sustainable, right? So we go into a community, work alongside the leaders, and do our best to work alongside with them, but then it's important to get to that point where they can then do it on their own, and now we just kind of go back to visit. So now where we're going to, which is it used to be called Aguas Negras, and now its new name is Nuevo Renacer, which means kind of a new rebirth. And so we're not as present now. It's the community that we've been with the longest, but we're not as present with them because we're kind of leaving it up to them to do a lot of the work on their own. And that allows us to then go into other communities that need us more. And so we show more of our presence in those newer communities, and the cycle continues, right? We kind of get them up to a spot where they're able to continue the work, on their own and to a certain degree. And then it's just about going back and visiting and supporting them in different ways, as opposed to just building all the time or being always present there with them.
So we are just coming into Puerto Plata City on this hillside. It's beautiful. We're continuing to speak with Melanie Barahona from Think Different and the objectives that the organization has, and we're on our way to the next stop after we just toured La Union. I spoke with Mercedes, saw a building project unfolding right before us. The joy of the moment when they were informed of the plans, and I think we might wait here for again here with Melanie Barahona from LiveDifferent. And here we are at the Casa Museo General Gregorio Luperon.
So here we are now in the community of Nuevo Renacer, formerly known as Aguas Negras. And to start off, we're gonna come here to our restaurant of Mama Maria's. And then once we're inside with Sandra, I'll give you a little bit of the scoop on the background of this restaurant.
Always important here.
Yeah.
Jesus, Dios. Oh, and there you go. Your Canadian. Yeah. All right, move on. Hugo. Mi nombre es Hugo.
Nice to meet you, Peter. Yes, she's our inspiration here. She's done so much, and we're going to hear about her story today.
Great. Excellent.
I feel very happy. We are from the community. We appreciate you to be in the community.
So this has been a 10-year plus relationship between LiveDifferent and this community.
Exactly, working alongside with Sandra. Yeah, more than 10 years, right?
Más de 10 años porque anteriormente venían con Absolute,
Oh,
venía
yes.
Benjamín y venía con Felipe y entonces hacían actividades y proyectos, construcción de casas. Luego ya con LiveDifferent, pues ya formalmente.
So before the name LiveDifferent, it was Absolute. So coming before, bringing groups and doing a similar thing. Yeah. So, yeah.
I feel very happy. I feel very blessed with LiveDifferent because they made possible transformation. Make possible the family change your life. I feel everybody needs to have one good life, have dignity, have a beautiful house, have feel true with his family. For me, this is very, very important.
And you're not camera shy at all, I can see.
No, que no te da vergüenza la cámara.
No.
No, she's used to it. We love her so much.
Okay, well, Sandra's giving us some very special treatment today here.
So she's going to tell us what we have. We have moro de bichuelas negras.
Moro is typical Dominican, where the rice is mixed in with the beans.
Tenemos arroz blanco con habichuelas rojas.
Rice, and then the beans on the side.
Pollo frito.
Fried chicken.
Ensalada.
Salad. With vegetables.
Plantains, so
Especial para mí.
Sweet. Yeah, especially for me, she said. It's always our favorite. The groups love it too.
Buen provecho.
Esperamos que lo disfruten y que tenga el ingrediente especial que estamos que Mami le pone.
¿Qué cosa?
El ingrediente especial que estamos
Oh, she's saying that she really hopes that you enjoy it and that it has a special ingredient, which is lots of love from Mama Maria.
I had a feeling. Con corazón.
Sí.
Yes. No, desde.
So, question for you, Sandra. I'm talking to her in English. En español. That's funny. La pregunta es, ya a nivel de lo que está pasando en el mundo ahora con la guerra y todo eso, sabemos que persona como usted tiene conocimiento, pero ya a nivel de la comunidad, ¿cuánto realmente la gente que viven en esta comunidad tienen conocimiento de lo que está pasando? ¿Es algo que lo piensan o no están más enfocados en lo suyo aquí?
Todos lo piensan. Todos están preocupados, las iglesias están en oración para que el Señor obre, que esto se solucione, porque la guerra no es buena para ninguno de los países, tanto para el país que está haciendo la guerra como el que recibe todo el bombardeo. Están muriendo muchos niños, están muriendo muchas personas, y esto no es algo que alegre a las personas.
Did you interpret what she said?
Entristece y da duro. Estamos orando que Dios tome el control y que ellos puedan resolver este problema y que todo se solucione en paz.
So I'm going to do a little summary of what she just said. So she's saying that here in the community, that yes, people are aware of it. They do think about it. She actually says that there's a lot of prayer groups that are getting together to pray, right? To you know, wanting to do their part and just support, exactly.
Además nosotros como madres, las que somos madres, lo que estamos aquí en este país pensamos si fuera nosotros. Es muy importante ponerse en el lugar, aunque no somos nosotros los que estamos sufriendo directamente, pero somos madres, tenemos hijos y las familias también cuando vemos a alguien que muere, alguien que pierde la vida y que todo se destruye, pensamos, es triste, si fuera yo estuviera bien.
So very important what she's saying is that especially as mothers, just watching and seeing what they're going through and, you know, the importance of putting yourself in, you know, the situation. What if it were us? What if it were me? And empathizing with what's going on. So yeah, she's just saying how important it is to know, right?
Awareness
to be
of that, and they are cognizant of it, and they're praying together as mothers in support of that situation.
Yeah, exactly. She's so funny. She's like, so you came to interview me without even telling me? I was like, no, I swear I didn't even know.
It's the same thing she did with me, put me right on camera. Okay, so I'm sitting here with Sandra Tineo y Melanie Barahona from LiveDifferent, and we're having a fascinating conversation about the community and about the work that Melanie does here with her organization. So I had a couple questions that I wanted to ask of Sandra. So I'm going to pose the question in English to Melanie, and then she's going to pass it along to Sandra to respond. So my first question is, what, Sandra, is your hope for the next generation for the children in this community and the goals and objectives that you have for them as the years continue on.
Entonces, lo que le está preguntando es, ¿qué usted tiene como esperanza para las nuevas generaciones de los niños de la comunidad?
Bueno, para mí yo creo que lo más importante para los niños y para el futuro de ellos es la educación. Creo que la educación es lo que puede cambiar al mundo, puede transformar las familias. Si son educados, pues pueden ayudarse ellos mismos, pueden ser mejores personas, pueden ayudar a la sociedad, pero también pueden ayudar a sus familias y ellos sentirse más productivos en el futuro.
So I'm going to do a little summary of what she said. She says that for her, the hope that she sees for future generations is education. That's fundamental just for them too, right? Like just
As a foundation.
As a foundation, yes. So that they can help their families.
As
Y que ellos pueden ser mejores personas en el futuro
And they can be better people in the
para la
future,
sociedad.
for society.
As a quick follow-on question, how much English as a second language is taught here? How many of the people here are actually bilingual other than a little bit?
Aquí en la comunidad se puede decir que qué porcentaje tienen, por ejemplo, conocimiento del inglés como segundo idioma, de que se pueda decir que son bilingües, no que hay que lo sepan un poquito, pero que realmente sepan inglés como un segundo,
Ya es el 30%.
like a 30%, yeah.
Right. So it's a major focus of education, especially is English as a second language.
O sea que hay enfoque aquí también en la importancia del inglés como segundo idioma.
Sí, es muy importante. Por ejemplo, para ellos en las escuelas, pues se le enseña, nosotros aquí en la fundación tenemos una clase también los viernes, donde se le enseña a los niños chiquititos desde los 8 años. Creemos que es importante porque también en los trabajos, en donde quiera que ellos van a buscar un oficio, le preguntan que si saben inglés, y si saben inglés pues se abren más puertas, además de que pueden viajar y conocer otros países, también trabajar fuera de aquí del país, pero también aquí en el país todas las personas piden en los empleos donde van, preguntan si saben inglés, si saben computadora.
Let's
So
see how your
I'm
memory
going to
is.
see how much I can remember. Basically, as of 8 years old is when they kind of start introducing English to them, and how important that is, especially in this area, to get a job in the future. A lot of places around here will ask, kind of as a requirement, how much English knowledge they have, opportunities for travel too in the future. Especially here, I'm going to just add to what she said in Puerto Plata, right? It's a very touristy area, so huge benefits for those who are bilingual to
Es
find
decir,
jobs.
no solo se benefician por poder compartir con otros amigos de otros países, sino que también se benefician en el plano económico también, porque pueden conseguir unos buenos empleos y poder ayudar a sus familias.
Yeah. So she's saying that it's not just about, being able to communicate with other people who speak English, in a friend kind of level, but the importance of being able to get a job, so then to be able to support the family as well, right? To provide extra income for the household.
It's an interesting fact that if you can speak Spanish and English, you can speak in 80% of the world. That's a very, very notable fact.
Que él está diciendo que si uno es bilingüe, que sabe español y inglés, que se puede comunicar con el 80% del mundo. Very interesting fact. Very cool.
Okay, well, we are back with Melanie Barahona from LiveDifferent, and as well as Sandra, and we have some other wonderful questions for her and about her inspirational life. And this is always the personal story is very important. That brings us to our hopes and objectives for the future. So the question specifically, Melanie, is for Sandra to give a strong but briefer synopsis of her life and what has brought her here today.
Entonces la pregunta es, como un resumen de tu vida y realmente, ¿qué es lo que te trajo a esto hoy?
Bueno, tengo que darle primeramente gracias a Dios porque primeramente Él fue quien puso en mi corazón por medio de un sueño, el trabajar con la comunidad.
So first of all, she'd like to say thanks to God, who it was through Him that kind of put in her like this dream of working with the
Yo me
community.
mudé en esta comunidad siendo muy joven, de 14 años.
So she moved to the community very young, at 14 years old.
Esta comunidad no tenía agua, no tenía luz. Las calles teníamos que salir con los zapatos en las manos porque se llenaba de agua las casas, como también la calle.
So in this community, there was no water, there was no electricity, and even they would have to walk with their shoes in their hands because of all the black waters that was around.
Las casas eran de cartón, de madera, de hojas de zinc.
The houses were primarily like the
Jagua.
Jagua. I don't know if this is Jagua. It's a
What?
type of leaf
Wood?
type thing.
No, okay.
Oh, madera, de madera, so wood, the zinc roofs.
Y los techos, mucha gotera, se metía el agua dentro de las casas.
Lots of holes in the roof, so yeah, a lot of water would come in.
Había muchos niños sin acta de nacimiento.
A lot of children with no birth certificate.
Muchos no podían ir a la escuela porque en ese tiempo no se permitía ir a la escuela si no había acta de nacimiento.
So a lot of children could not go to school because in that time they couldn't go to school without a birth certificate.
Había también mucha delincuencia y los motoconchos no querían traer a las personas a la comunidad.
There was a lot of crime too in the community, so even the moto taxis wouldn't want to even come or bring people into the community because of the crime rate.
Y las autoridades tampoco querían venir a la comunidad porque ellos entendían de que era un lugar inseguro y no vivían gente rica, no habían grandes edificios.
So even the authorities wouldn't want to come to the community here, just because it was dirty.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
La comunidad, su nombre anterior era Aguas Negras porque había mucha agua negra y había una planta de tratamiento que estaba a la intemperie y que no se podía casi ni respirar aquí cuando vivían.
So this community used to be called Aguas Negras, and just to note that what that means is black waters, right? And it's because of all the black water that was here, so there was a plant too, and even just the smell in the community was terrific.
De noche teníamos que ponernos mentol y cosas y taparnos porque no podíamos respirar.
So even at night, they would have to put menthol is like Vicks vapor rub.
Menthol.
Yeah, menthol under their
Nose.
noses and even more.
Aparte de eso, no teníamos baños, inodoros y toda la materia fecal iba al río, a la cañada y después al mar.
So they didn't even have toilets, so proper bathrooms or anything. All the people matter too was just going into like the water, like out the stream and water.
Iba al mar.
Yeah, to the ocean.
Y esto, aparte de toda la situación que se estaba viviendo, era una situación que decía que esta comunidad no era algo muy bonito ni era algo digno para visitar.
So because of all
No era importante.
yeah, because of the condition of the community, lots of people wouldn't even come to visit because it was just.
Pero para Dios sí era importante.
Increíble.
But for God, it was important. She says.
Y Él puso en mi corazón, puso un sueño donde yo me veía trabajando con las personas de la comunidad. Intenté hacerlo en mi iglesia, no fue posible y entonces dije, bueno, yo hice todo lo que pude.
So this started right. So this story starts at age 14, she was saying. So let's fast forward to like age 20, 21, like a few years later.
Yeah. So what she was saying is kind of God put this dream in her, right, to work with the community to kind of inspire change. Entonces ahora ya vamos a ir un poquito más adelante porque tiene como 20 años.
Es importante decir que en ese entonces yo no había terminado mis estudios.
So at that point in time, she hadn't finished her schooling.
Yo tenía 4 hijos,
She had 4 kids.
tenía un esposo sin trabajo,
She had a husband with no work.
yo no tenía una posición económica muy buena.
She didn't have a stable economic
Y
situation.
cuando intenté hacerlo en mi iglesia, como no se pudo, dije, yo hice todo lo que pude.
That when she tried to do it in her church and it
Y no
didn't
tengo
really,
dinero.
it didn't really happen or go anywhere, and
Y
she said,
olvidé
well,
este
I did
sueño.
everything I could, and she kind of forgot about that
Pero
dream.
luego me enfermé,
But then she got sick.
estuve a punto de morir.
She almost
Y
died.
yo le dije al Señor, si me permites la vida, yo te voy a hacer.
So she said to God, she said, if you give me life, I will do something with it.
Comenzamos en una pequeña casita,
So we started in a small house.
eso en el 2002.
This was 2002.
Después de ahí nos tuvimos que mover a 3 lugares más
And then they had to move to 3 more locations
porque molestaban los niños, porque se metía el agua.
because the kids were rowdy or because the water would
Sacábamos
go
el agua en la
in.
mañana y mientras dábamos las clases el agua subía y
So they would take out the water, for example, in the mornings,
Y
and
me
then
enfermé.
later it would the water would seep in.
la gente
again.
me decía, tú tienes que cobrarle porque con esto, mira ahora, te enfermaste y no tienes ni para las medicinas y los padres tienen para droga, para alcohol, tienen para comprar otras cosas, que paguen. Yo decía, Dios dijo que iba a proveer lo que hiciera falta.
So she was saying that a lot of community members or even parents would say, see, you're getting sick, you should charge. You know, they have money for alcohol, their drugs, or whatever, you should be charging, right, for this. You know, you don't even have enough money for medicine now that you're sick. And then she was always like, you know what, God will provide.
Y Dios lo hizo.
And God did that.
Nos mudamos a la tercera casita,
So they moved to the third house.
después de estar hasta con sábanas, que teníamos que movernos de aquí para allá.
After being even with bed sheets, having to move it, right, depending on the sun and everything to
Cuando
provide.
llovía lo metíamos en la casa y todo eso.
And then when it would rain, we would like go into
Y
inside the
cuando nos
house.
mudamos a esa casa, yo tuve un sueño,
And so then when they moved into that house, she had a dream, like an
donde
actual
yo
dream.
veía un hombre alto y blanco que venía y me decía, ven acá, vi una puerta grande y me decía, esto es para tu escuelita.
So she saw in her dream someone tall, dressed in white, that would open the doors and said, come here. This
De tu escuela.
is for your school.
Y era un solar grande con mucha gravilla y un carro blanco con muchas cosas de colores.
How old was she then?
¿Cuántos años tenía?
Eso era en el 2002.
I was in 2002.
Yo tengo 46 ya.
She's 46 now.
Never ask a woman's age.
Y cuando ellos vinieron, yo tuve este sueño, yo me mudé el viernes, el sábado llegó ese hombre alto y blanco llamado Jack Dorling de Mercy Chip y vino aquí a la comunidad y vino con unas señoras de luz y un traductor y me vio los niños y dijo que venía el lunes. Cuando ellos volvieron el lunes, nosotros esperábamos solamente los 500 de pagar el local. Pero cuando ellos vinieron, me llamaron a un lado y me dijeron, queremos comprar un solar para tu país. Y dije, ¡santo, aleluya!
Let me do a summary. So the next day after getting that school, there actually a tall man. ¿Es tío o blanco?
Un hombre alto,
Un
blanco.
hombre alto blanco. So a tall man came and then saw what she was doing, and all she was hoping for was like 500 pesos, which would cover kind of the monthly kind of rent for that space. And but he came with
No le pedí, le esperaba.
yeah, no,
Oraba.
she was hoping for that, right? But then this gentleman came from Mercy Ship, an organization, and was going to work alongside with her to help her with her dream.
Y ellos dijeron, queremos comprar un solar para tu escuelita.
They're like, he said to her, you know what, we want to buy a land for your school.
Y dije, ¡santo, aleluya!
That was her reaction right there.
Y cuando salimos a comprar, Dios proveyó este local. Cada vez Dios proveía lo que hacía falta. Cuando faltaba, pues daba lo otro.
Yeah, so from there on, it's kind of like every time there was a need for something, she felt God would provide.
Luego vinieron y construyeron nuestra iglesia.
And then they came to build
Pero
the church.
algo muy importante es que ellos encontraron cuando fueron a esa pequeña casita donde sentábamos los niños en madera, en pedacitos, entre pupitres, que ellos encontraron en ese lugar una lista que teníamos en hoja de cuaderno así y decía qué queríamos hacer en la comunidad, clases de costura, manualidades, computadora, y queríamos trabajar.
I'd like for you to get your mother into the picture here.
Yes, we will.
For the-
Yeah. So the last thing she was saying right now is that she found they found inside the place a notebook with a list of all the things that they wanted for their community. So with like just
Milagro.
different programs. Yeah, really different programs.
Y esto es lo que hoy está aquí
And
en la
that's what they
comunidad.
have here now.
Es una montaña que el Señor ha movido grande.
So God has moved mountains.
Ha usado hombres y mujeres de diferentes lugares, diferentes países,
Using
diferentes
people from
organizaciones
different organizations, different people from around the world,
que han dicho yo quiero ir,
saying that we want to go
yo
there,
quiero
we
ayudar.
want to help,
It's fantastic.
Yo no quiero solo ver.
and that they don't want to just see.
Mami, venga para acá, por favor. Estamos grabando, mami. Sorry. Yo no
I can
quiero-
help her if she'd
Sí,
like, but
no.
oh, she doesn't need it.
Yo no.
Woman power. Mujeres power.
Sorry.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
that's okay.
Sí, sí, I'm sorry. Yo no quiero solo ver.
Doesn't want to just, oh, that the people say they don't just want to come and see.
Sí. Yo quiero ser parte
I want
de
to be
esto.
part of this project.
Yo quiero
I
ayudar.
want to help.
Muchas de estas personas nos sentimos muy agradecidos
That many of us feel very grateful
como LiveDifferent,
for organizations such as
porque
LiveDifferent.
han dicho, yo no quiero venir a este país y quedarme en un hotel, en un aire acondicionado solamente, yo no quiero solamente disfrutar de las cosas lindas del país, yo quiero también hacer un cambio, lograr una transformación.
So she's saying that for those that come to visit the community here, that they don't come to the country saying, oh, I want to stay at a resort with my air conditioning, right, and all those luxuries, but
just
actually
talked about
wanting,
that.
wanting to come here
Se
to
han
make a difference.
unido y mano a mano han hecho una
Hand in
diferencia
hand, they've made a difference.
y han transformado las vidas de las familias en la
transformed
comunidad.
the
Sí,
Espero.
han puesto un granito de arena.
Esperamos that this video will help ayudar
Sí.
to expose,
Sí.
to raise awareness,
Sí, sí,
how you
sí.
say that, of your story, of this beautiful community, and be an inspiration for many others.
Que con que tú entendiste, ¿no? El objetivo como que dar la palabra más allá de tu historia y todo, y dar más conocimiento.
Eso oramos para que las personas que vienen aquí, tanto como ellos nos bendicen, también sean bendecidos.
We pray that, you know, as much as people come here to bless us, that they are blessed as well.
Nosotros no tenemos con qué pagarle.
We don't have
I know, I
to
feel
repay
that way.
Yeah.
Hoy tenemos escuela, iglesia,
So
club de chicas,
for
club de
today we
chicas.
have a school, a church, a boys and girls club.
Tenemos la clínica,
We have the medical clinic.
tenemos la iglesia donde puede ser albergue también
The church
espiritual y
for
también
gatherings.
físico para las personas cuando se inunda.
Oh, it's also a space too for when there's flooding, for them to go to the church.
Excellent. Well, we're going to get on with this tour. There's so much amount of time on the tape that's allowed, but we will save some for the next step,
Okay.
next stop. So my thanks to both of you for this wonderful interview, and we'll go to the next step on our tour. Now, thank you both. Siempre con Dios.
Pero no me ven, ¿cómo le vamos a enseñar? Estamos allá adentro.
Muy delicioso. Gracias. Oh, thank you. Did you do this? You covered this? Muy Okay, so we're back with Melanie, and she's going to continue with Sandra to describe her community.
This is school. Esto es una donación de Project Las Américas y estas instituciones que nos ayudaron de Denver, Richpoint, Community Church y el Club Rotario. Es una bendición porque teníamos una pequeña escuela anteriormente y ahora tenemos una escuela que es mucho más amplia
So they
para
had
que los
a-
niños tengan la educación que necesitan.
They had a small school before, but with the help of other organizations, not specifically LiveDifferent, but other ones who helped making school what it is and bringing on the importance of education.
Una para la cancha, a jugar básquet.
He's going out to
Saluda.
the basketball field because behind there there's a basketball field.
Bring me on.
Mi amor, ese tanque, me tiraron el tanque y se ponen a jugar en el tanque, se montan. Hola mis amores, este es el parque, atrás está el club de chicas y de chicos.
So here we
Son
have the
donaciones
park.
de West End y allá atrás de Big Brother y Big Sister. Todos vinieron con LiveDifferent y hicieron posible este sueño.
So here we have two major LiveDifferent projects. So up front here we have the park, which was funded by WestJet. And then behind the building is the Boys and Girls Club, which was thanks to Big Brothers and Big Sisters.
There's the WestJet right there.
Yep. So here in front of us we have two-story building, primarily used for the program for single moms.
So, la madre soltera y también la madre embarazada. Esto es, sí, es un programa que funciona en la clínica.
Oh, okay. And so the way this program works here is that the single mothers have kind of a 1-year grace period where they can live in this home, and they have support from the community. But the idea is that it's just 1 year. So it's kind of a year for them to kind of get themselves together.
It's a limited period that they know they have a year or two.
And then they can kind of be self-sustaining.
Is that what it says on the sign?
Yeah, hogar, madre soltera. So it's like home for single mothers. Yeah.
Excelente. So Sandra, ¿es teléfono funcional?
Guacho, haz como que tú vas a usarlo el teléfono. Así.
Necesito más. No, vamos.
Okay.
Wait a second. This is terrible, but no. Un momento. Sí, un momento. It's a hard commodity here that I really miss. Bubble gum. Okay. So just so you know, it wasn't necessary that he actually demonstrate that the phone works. If it actually does, I believe it. But just to this is Basura, just to be able to capture it on video. So I imagine you could call within the country only. So the neighbor, that's what I want to know.
Eso es para, se puede a nivel nacional. Se puede llamar aquí.
He doesn't have to practice to use it. Yeah. Oh, look at, she's ready for Hollywood. Wait. I like it. Yeah, so he's gonna say that again. Who are you calling? I'm calling the world, so I'll do it again.
I'll ask him. So just to give a little background, each community has their own, it's called kind of like the neighborhood committee, I guess you could say. And they kind of are as essential piece in helping us identify which next family will get a project and who will benefit. La Junta
So she said
de
the
Vecinos.
president
The president
of the community.
of La Junta de Vecinos. It's like the neighborhood committee.
Oh, Dodgers fan though. Come on. I'm from Boston. Just kidding.
vamos a convertir en presidente de la Junta de
Oh,
Vecinos
tomorrow's
mañana.
the inauguration
Queremos la
of the
asistencia
new
de
committee
ustedes.
for the Junta de Vecinos.
Excelente.
Yeah.
Queremos la asistencia
Inviting
de
us
ustedes que nos
to
acompañen.
for the inauguration.
Gracias para la invitación. Sin embargo, yo necesito un campo de béisbol mañana.
La presencia de ustedes nos honra a nosotros.
Gracias por la invitación, pero que va a estar en el campo de
Otro tiempo. Otro time. Continúa.
Él era nuestro alcalde de la comunidad y es una de las personas que siempre está dispuesto cuando hay cualquier situación en la comunidad, si hay algún problema entre los vecinos, si en cuanto a los hogares, las propiedades, pues él es la persona que se gusta siempre para ayudar, para aquella parte, para que se conciencie.
That's a lot to translate. Alcalde is mayor?
Para de la comunidad.
Okay, so like the mayor of the community. Not sure if my word alcalde is right, but basically just responsible
Representative, the ambassador of the community, something like that.
Cuando hay problemas entre una casa y otra, los solares,
or the property.
The liaison between.
si un bebé nace
Gracias.
en la casa, él le hace.
So if a baby is born inside the house, he's the one that kind of signs off on
Para que puedan tener su
so that
papel.
they have their papers, their birth certificates.
¿Qué es tu nombre?
Ramírez Almonte.
Ramirez?
Ramírez.
Got it.
Ramírez Almonte.
Gracias para todo.
Gente valerosa en la comunidad.
Happy to have people like him, respected people like him in the community. Muy bien. Gracias. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, gracias, señor.
Ella es la encargada del programa de adultos mayores. Por muchos años también enfermera en la comunidad y es quien ayuda a curar a los pacientes. Y siempre está dispuesta para ayudar en todo lo que necesite la gente de la comunidad.
So she's in charge of the program for the elderly, giving support to them. Yeah, part of Sanders Foundation, and also was in nursing for a lot of time, providing care for those also in this community.
So she could be a great mentor for younger
Yes, and she
nursing
works with-
students.
Yes, and she works with the elderly as well.
Mi nombre es Isabel.
What's your name?
Me siento orgullosa de trabajar en el programa de adultos mayores
She's very proud
Isabel.
to work the program for the elderly.
y verle servido a mi comunidad como enfermera 17 años
And having served my community as a nurse for 17 years,
y seguir hacia adelante.
and to continue moving forward.
Voy a los hogares
She goes to the homes,
y lo que mi paciente necesita,
whatever our patient,
Whatever's
patients
needed.
need, yeah,
lo que puedo ayudar
wherever I can help.
de mi salario,
From her salary,
también le compro su medicamento.
she buys to her, their medication when needed.
De lo poco que Dios me da.
From the little that God gives me, she gives it to others, yeah.
She's another grand blessing of
Sí,
this
otra
community.
bendición para la comunidad. Yes, yes.
Tengo como 60 más o menos o más, porque los que visito que no pueden ir, yo voy a su casa.
She has about 60 elderly patients. Whoever can't come to them, then she'll go visit
Todos
their
los
homes.
lunes a las 4 se reúnen allí en el comedor de Mamá María.
So every Monday at 4 p.m. they get together at the restaurant, right? And it's just kind of a social thing for them at the restaurant at Mama Maria's.
Y hace ejercicios,
They
se le
do
da charla,
exercises, they
cantan, oran juntos,
They sing, they play together,
hacen manualidades,
they do handcrafts kind of thing.
se le habla
yeah.
sobre su alimentación.
There's talks about their nutrition.
Aparte de eso también un día a la semana, un día al mes van a la clínica y se le dan su medicamento en la clínica.
And once
Pero
a
¿qué hay?
month, once a month they go to the clinic too, to get medical
Supplies and things.
supplies. Yeah, if there are, when there are donations, yeah.
Y todo es gratis
And everything's free for them.
para ellos. Y
For
le
them.
enseñan ejercicios, así que ella está siempre con ellos. Levante los brazos y mueva las
Exercises,
piernas.
like that.
Entonces puede venir un día para ayudarnos a enseñar a los muchachos.
You're being invited if you want to come help with the workout to show them how to work.
That would be worth your filming. I don't know.
Nosotros tenemos que grabarlo a él.
Or maybe not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was a grand pleasure to be asked.
Lo enseño a cocinar con poco dinero, cómo alimentarse cuando hay poco dinero.
Teaching them how to cook properly on a small budget. Yeah, very important too.
And more important now in the world than ever.
Yes, now that prices are rising.
Porque hay personas que tienen poco dinero y como no tienen, y como es poco dinero, ellos no encuentran qué hacer y van ahí colmados, se toman un refresco y 2 panes y ya creen que es su comida. Pero entonces si ellos tienen poco dinero, yo les enseño a alimentarse con el poquito que tienen.
So she's saying that a lot of people, they have little money, and because they feel that they have little money, they'll go to the corner store and buy like a pop and maybe a couple bits of bread, right? So they're not getting the nutrition that they need. So she coaches them and teaches them with the little money that you do have, how to
Use it accordingly. Yeah.
Muy bien.
Excelente.
Muy bien.
Tú eres instructor.
Sí.
Tú eres profesor.
Ya. Sí, enseñándole a ellos. Sí.
Un placer. Nice to great to meet you. Gracias. Para tiempo. Por
Un placer
el tiempo.
Un placer conocerle, dice.
Igualmente.
Even I understand this one. Here they sell ice cream.
Aquí era donde estaba la escuela al principio.
This is where the school was.
Era una
at the
casita
beginning.
de madera.
It was a broken down kind of house made out of wood, kind of low, and yeah.
Luego con la organización Servant Ministry, pues se construyó la casa.
And then later, the house was built.
Fuera a tumbarle la ventana para allá. Eso, por favor. Pero que le metí el palo. Hace tiempo que vos tenías que hacer.
So this is just everyday life here.
Se sienten afuera, se sientan siempre ahí a conversar, a peinarse, a tejerse el pelo, a compartir.
Y pelo es muy importante aquí. Me no qualify. Pues,
El pelo es muy importante aquí, pero que él no califica, enseña.
no.
Él no califica. Tú puedes hacerle He said yes.
There's nothing to work with.
She says it's possible. She can try.
Next time, siguiente.
So she was just saying earlier that this is very normal here in Dominican to be hanging out and then getting a little hairdo done in the meantime. Mira.
¿Cuál es el nombre de la niña?
Es Carly.
¿Y usted?
And Katie. Ya Katie y Evelyn.
¿Bien que se queda? ¿Cómo está?
Gracias. Muchas gracias.
So when we were talking with Sandra earlier, and she was alluding to the Black Waters, right? It was the entire community that would have water, like kind of up
Challenges.
to the waist. But because of working in this community with so many different organizations, it's transformed. So this area here, you can kind of tell, kind of in rainy season, it's kind of mostly affected by the Black Waters, but it's not the entire community anymore. And so, for example, these kind of housing, right, where the floor is lower, you can just imagine that all the water and all the garbage that comes along with it goes into the houses.
Almost looks like they built up a concrete barrier just to create a little 6-inch differential between the floor, their floor, and the street.
Yeah. And especially now, the houses, especially in this area, because we're getting closer to the water here, you'll notice that they're built higher up. The floors are higher up. Here, we can come in this way. This is an example of how the most houses before were, right, with the wood panels, low security, zinc pieces, right? But there are now, ¿cuántas casas hay? Muchísimas. LiveDifferent alone has done over 300 houses in this community in the town.
How many?
Here, 300 plus. 300 plus, yeah.
What a blessing. What a blessing.
And she works with a lot of different organizations.
Son familias, ellos esperan por la casa.
This is one of the families that is
Como pueden, tratan de
waiting too for a
acomodar
new home.
lo más posible. Entra.
Water gets in because it's low, right? The house is low.
Ellos me repararon un poco el
So they
techo.
tried to repair a little bit,
¿Cómo están, chicos?
but if you have a look at the roof, you can see all the areas where the water will seep in on rainy days.
Pueden ver. Ay, mira aquí atrás, ¿para qué
Careful with the
no
moto here, right?
Está robándose la carne.
Hola.
De la cocina, y en tierra, bajito. Ellos acaban de darle una reparacioncita al techo.
So
Pero
they
mira
did a little
cómo
roof
esto es
repair
para
with what they
evitar.
could.
Como pueden ver donde quiera que está esos hoyos, es gotera.
Yeah, but wherever there's holes in the roof, it's where the water will seep in. So.
There's many holes.
Esas son las habitaciones.
And this is after the repair that they did with the funds that they had.
Wow, después de la reparación.
Esta familia. Dale.
¿Cuántas personas viven aquí?
Mi cosa.
¿Cuántas personas viven aquí?
¿Cuántos que viven aquí? Viven en total. Cuatro.
There's 4 people living in this home.
Ayudarme. So when there's flooding,
Yeah, when there's flooding, we're in a lower part here. This community actually is in kind of like a valley. So here
it's
we're
very susceptible to.
we're,
This is again after improvements. Después de reparación.
yeah, after repair. ¿Hasta dónde llega el agua? Cuando se mete el agua. So she's saying that when there's a lot of flooding, the water can even come up to here.
So they need a new house.
So everything gets damaged.
They need a new house.
A fridge, well, everything, whatever they have, right? Yeah.
Y mariposa es.
La niña cumpleaños.
It's her birthday.
No, ella al carnaval que va.
Oh, for the
Carnaval,
carnival. No, we came here, we saw. So she's going to the carnival, so she's ready.
La niña de mariposa.
Very
Mariposa. Gracias.
Okay.
So there was a house here, but it tumbled down. Now they're selling.
And of course, this is the national game of dominoes. I still don't know how to play, but
Every afternoon, the people here. All the time.
siempre es un nacional game, nacional juego. No, béisbol es nacional, esporte. This is a.
Community, this is
Very, very typical Dominican here. This domino.
I have one in my house. Le doy una pela a mi hija.
Association president here.
Yeah.
This is where he wants to build a wall.
Yeah, when we were just talking to him, so he made reference of asking for a wall to protect the community because when there's flooding, obviously this is where all the water comes into the community. So, and he was saying they've lost houses already to the river.
cocina.
Here we have the kitchen.
Ahí acaban de cuando llueve tienen agua, muchísima agua porque allá afuera entra.
What does this mean? Prohíbo el paso a el carbo.
Oh, that means prohibido el paso para el
No
calvo.
carbohydrates allowed? Does that mean no
It's
smoking?
Prohibited entrance for, I think it says the bald guy.
El baño,
Room in the bathroom.
se lavan y todo.
Careful there.
Y que por arriba.
And careful up on top too.
¿Y quién es el calvo? El calvo. Eso era allá en tu casa que estaba ese cartoncito.
No, él vive aquí también.
Ese es su esposo. Dice, no. Es una broma. Es una broma, el esposo se llama así.
Comprende, entiende. Yeah, I got it.
So, Sandra's saying that they used to have 2 streets actually there with houses, but they've lost those because of the river has washed them away. This family needed to move out. So there are not families that were renting elsewhere, but there's a lot of families that don't really have where to go.
I can see.
Esta calle anteriormente pasaban los camiones por aquí y tuvimos que cerrar por el río. ¿Cómo están ustedes? Diga que está linda o bendiga. Está bien bonito. Juanita, te ayudo. This is pastor of the community. My friend. ¿Cómo está usted, mi niña bella?
So if you take a look over here, you see a little bit of the black water that we talked about. You can probably sense that kind of foul smell, like a little bit. Can you imagine being up to your waist in this, or needing to, like leave the community with your shoes in your hand, right, just to go to work or go to school or whatever, right? Because it would have been lots of black water. Different, the dance studio over here, and she was the teacher. Hola.
hijos y a todos en la comunidad que sí se puede.
She's demonstrating to the community, to all the kids, that yes, you can.
Muchas personas piensan cuando ya estamos de edad, ya tenemos hijos, tenemos familia, ya todo se detiene.
A lot of
Pero
people think
ella
that-
es una muestra y muchas otras en la comunidad de que no hay por qué detenerse, podemos seguir hacia adelante.
So she's saying that a lot of people might think that, oh, that once I have my children and stuff, that I don't need to kind of keep going. And so she is an example of how it doesn't matter the age, it's never too late
Nunca se detiene.
she never stops.
Siempre está en otro proyecto.
Parte de los chicos y las chicas que antes eran chiquitinas bailaban, digamos, en la universidad.
Oh, that a lot of the kids that were part of the dance studio here
Have
are
gone
now-
on to university.
Los hijos de ella son surfistas.
Oh, and her children are recognized as surfers.
Mira todas las medallas.
Yes, there's medals in there for kids. They're surfing.
Mira ella ya graduada.
And for their
Fantastical. Oh, to your credit, siempre con Dios.
Amén, amén. Hasta la nieta ya surfea.
Tengo una nieta de 6 años que ya coge olas sola.
oh, she has a granddaughter of 6 years.
I don't know what words can describe this, Melanie or otherwise, but this is completely unexpected.
Yeah, exactly. The goats, the random goats. So, believe it or not, but this here behind me used to be piles and piles and piles of garbage. And it was actually the playground for the kids. So actually one of our translators for LiveDifferent can come up here and he tells us something about what it used to be like. And now over the years, the San Radical community and coming and, you know, creating change in this community. There's still garbage, but it's nothing compared to what it used to be.
Oye, habla de la asociación de pescadores, los pescadores todos juntos, los hombres aquí, y ya están asociados y trabajan juntos.
The fishermen now have an association, and so they currently fish in this area. Marta said you couldn't even see the sand from all the garbage that's
Ven, están buscando.
They're playing baseball over there.
Vamos a ver, chicos. Chicos. Mira ahí que te tire, ponte aquí. Aquí no tenemos wey.
There's no baseball
Goats got it. Goats on the outfield. Goats on the outfielders.
Aquí está. Ven acá. Aquí por donde están los chivos. Él no sabe dónde cayeron, por qué adelante. Muy ready.
You ready? Perfecto. Matricula. Sin problema. wonderful inside tour of this community and its development over the years with the assistance of wonderful organizations who've chosen to take their time and investment in this community. Just need more people like this in the world.
So, when the person who came initially to help Sandra with her dream, the tall gentleman that she mentions about, this over here is a spot of the first school kind of space that was donated to help her, to give her classes. And she said even though the tree over there, they haven't, este árbol, ¿verdad? They haven't cut it down fully. The tree trunk.
Antes de esta, nosotros teníamos una escuelita aquí en esa casa.
Where all the sand was, that's where one of the first school was. They would take the water out. So here we have Morena, who was also part of back in the day, and it was her sister who would lend the sheet that they would use to cover the sun and the rain or whatever to teach. It was over here in this area.
Y aquí, esta casa se divide en este lado teníamos las clases. Y cuando llovía teníamos que estar sacando agua.
It was on this side here that they would have the classes, but when it would rain, they'd have to stop everything and start scooping out the water. Yeah, the flooring was very low. It's a little bit higher now, but it's still. And this is where the roof flew off completely.
Okay, so here we are again with all the sights and sounds of the Dominican Republic in the background with Melanie and LiveDifferent, as well as Sandra, community leader. And we're in a house here that I'm going to have you and her frame and talk about the success of this house and this family.
Sure. So just in terms of the structure, this would be like a typical home that LiveDifferent builds for a family. So you've got your living space. We always do like a little wall to divide from the kitchen in the back there. And then standard is 2 bedrooms with the bathroom in the middle of the 2 rooms. It's kind of the standard. And so here we're with one of the families that we built for in the past.
Esta es una de las familias a las cuales LiveDifferent ha hecho feliz con su nueva casa.
This is one of the families
Él es Amado, el padre de la familia, y quisiéramos que él nos diga cómo era la casa anteriormente, qué diferencia hay y cómo se siente al poder tener su nuevo hogar. La madre está un poquito enferma y la otra niña no está aquí.
So now we're going to pass it over to the family to talk about kind of like the impact and the change that a new house has had for them. The mother is not feeling very well, so she is not taking part. She's resting in the back. But here we have the father and his 2 kids.
And their names?
Sus nombres.
Hemos sentido mucho mejor porque la casa antes de esta, que era una casa en mala condición, una casa de piso de tierra,
Feels much
era
better now with the new
de
home.
agua, era un zinc malo.
Oh, sí. Pero antes de empezar, before starting, let's get some names. ¿Cómo se llama usted?
Yo soy Amado, conocido como Amado. De 11 Santos me conocen como Amado.
Amado is his name. Amado. ¿Y usted? Manuel. Okay, so he's explaining kind of like how the house was before. So it was your typical with the wood panels, dirt floor, roofing with lots of leaks, so a lot of water getting in. So yeah, so through the selection process that we go through, they qualified, their owners as well, and so they qualified for this house. And then this is, ¿cuántos años ya tienen aquí ustedes?
Después de hacer la casa,
Sí.
después de hacer 9 años.
Y vivía todo
en el entorno 45 años.
Pero con la nueva casa, ¿llevan cuántos años? ¿Cuándo se construyó esto?
9 años.
Hace 9 años.
Casi 10.
So 9 to 10 years ago, this house was built. That's how long they've been living in the new
Pero aquí
home.
vive en la comunidad.
En la comunidad tenemos 40 a 45.
But 40, 45 years living in the community.
Well, done a tremendous job. It looks beautiful, so they've kept it up. That's you know, not only did they receive the house, they keep it in great order.
Él está
Obviously,
diciendo que no solamente ustedes recibieron la casa, pero que la han cuidado muy bien.
Claro.
Sí.
Estamos dando mantenimiento por agradecimiento a
Yes.
la ayuda que nos dieron.
They said that them maintaining it is their way of saying thank you
Sí.
for the project.
Era una casa mala, de madera, piso de tierra. Nos sentimos bien agradecidos de la comunidad que vino, principalmente de Sandra, que fue quien nos trajo, y las personas que vinieron a trabajar, que se bajaron a trabajar como si hubiéramos sido nosotros mismos.
So
Y
she's
nos
saying
sentimos muy agradecidos.
they are very grateful for people such as Sandra, who's kind of the link of bringing other people here, and for those who came to work alongside with them. And he was saying that the volunteers that came down, that they were working as if it was their own house, as if it was the family themselves doing the house. So they're very, very grateful for that.
excellent. And anything else? Anything else they want to
¿Algo
add?
más que quieran añadir?
Gracias por permitirnos estar en su casa.
Sandra is
nuevamente.
thanking them for allowing us to be
Cuidarla
here.
tan bien y tenerla siempre tan hermosa.
And for keeping the
digna
house.
de exhibir porque la mantiene siempre muy limpia. Ustedes siempre la mantienen muy cuidada.
That they always keep everything nice
Y
and
estamos
tidy.
siempre disponibles para que ustedes vengan cuantas veces deseen.
He says that we are welcome here anytime. Anytime. You can come and visit.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
So Sandra's just mentioning that back here, if you see the house, this is where this family right beside me, where they used to live, but to keep the water from coming into the roof, oftentimes, as you can see, they'll put tiles up there, cardboard, sheets,
Anything.
anything really that they can get their hands on to stop the rain from coming in.
Pero ya tienen su nueva casa con todo. Ya vamos a salir por aquí. Si quieren. Come on.
So this used to be their house, and now this is their new one. Here, we'll come in quickly. And from there, they moved into, this is one of the LiveDifferent homes, which you'll see the similar structure, right? We've got the kitchen area with our wall separation. What I love is that the
Same
families
design.
too, they make it their own, right? Because this tile work and stuff is not something that we do. We just do kind of the basic frame with the blocks. But afterwards, right, they add the curtains and their tiles and make it their own. Here we have the living space. Hola, hola, hola.
Este es tu niño. Esta es una de las cosas que nos llena de mucha alegría porque cuando ya tienen su nuevo hogar, pues la familia, las madres, el padre, siempre se sienten más felices de poder dedicar el tiempo para cuidar a sus niños y que sus niños estudien. Ellos son muy preparados.
So she's saying that the importance of that after a family receives a home, it's beautiful to see how now they can dedicate their resources and efforts into providing good, proper education for their children, right? Which is, it's hard to do when you're in living conditions where you need to invest in repairs or, right, you have that stress. But that's a really good point that she makes, is that it shifts, right? It's a little helping hand, and it kind of shifts now the family to focus on other things that are
Dile
more
cuántos hijos
important.
tiene y tu nombre. Dile.
Mi nombre es Carmen. Her name is Carmen. Six children she has.
Seis.
¿Podemos sentarnos?
Sí. And so just
Aquí está el nombre del muchacho. Come on. Come on.
Estrella de Judío.
so you can come see the room.
This is the room. Venga a ver, aquí ya llaman el socio. ¿Dónde? Esto fue lo que se le donó. Camarotes, porque están pequeños. Sí, esta es otra de las cosas que LiveDifferent también aportó. Camarotes de 3 lo hacen jóvenes de la comunidad.
Bunk beds. free bunk beds.
El joven que yo te enseñé que juega básquet, él hace esto también.
Oh, the guy who he showed you.
Y un
earlier.
joven estadounidense de Denver llamado Brett también enseñó a los jóvenes a hacerlo.
Oh, taught the kids how to make those bunk beds.
Estos son hijos de la familia, de la casa también. Díganle hola. The children. Esta es otra de las habitaciones.
Hola. Ay, she's so cute.
Ay. ¿Cómo estás? Bien. ¿Te estás bañando? Ah, yes. No, está limpiecito.
Want to take a peek at the bathroom? ¿Se puede ver el baño?
No, que hay otra.
Ah, hay otra de todo. Okay, está bien.
Nuestra comunidad, ella estuvo también estudiando acá en la escuela, se juntaba con las chicas del club también, pero hoy en día está trabajando con la institución que le mostramos que hicieron varias casas y ayudaron para la escuela, que es Royal Las Américas. Ella es parte también de un grupo de chicas y se llama Nuevo Horizonte.
¿A dónde es en América?
Royal Las Américas
En Nueva York, Massachusetts.
Estados Unidos.
No, es aquí, que tienen acá. Es aquí. Es una organización, ellos tienen...
Dream Project, yeah.
Es la unión con Dream Project, pero aquí en Puerto Rico.
Oh, so it's a local organization. So here what we have is like the typical conditions of what we would repair and build a whole new live different house, right? And one of the important things about our projects is that in these kind of homes, you have families living and sleeping in the same bed sometimes, right? So in the new houses that we build, where we have the 2-bedroom separation, even the whole sense of privacy, right? Or intimacy.
Dignity is afforded there.
Super important piece for the family dynamics, right? Inside the house.
Please, please, I need play.
They do.
Yeah.
You need to play. I'm going to comment on this one. Sandra's just mentioning that this is a roof that fell in and they pleaded the boys to be able to continue to play and not be closed out. So this is a pretty darn small space for basketball as far as I'm concerned. Chinola juice is and always has been my absolute favorite juice, Hugo, since I came here. And so this is the end of our day of taping.
Hello.
And with Sandra and learning and seeing more about this community. A nice rest, because my legs are a little tired, is to come back to the restaurant, Sandra's restaurant here, and have fresh squeezed homemade chinola juice. Ay, the madre es estupendo. Yes.
Gracias.
So I'm gonna tape this. Okay, everybody.
Salud.
Salud, salud. Gracias para todo.